Oh my god, this can end so well. Anyway, when Tim completely shows Wiley, which is basically the baby's name, TV, Wiley wants to watch cartoons. And he's starting to learn more and more and more when he watches cartoons. Meanwhile, Otis founds the mask and. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why would the Kueos and designers make that? Really? Oh my god. Anyway, Wally wants his father to be in a mental hospital. Why? For no reason. Look, I know the babies can't think, but this baby's gonna be demented in about 2 more minutes. Just give it more time. And as for Otis, he wants the baby to completely get destroyed because he wants to be in the center of attention. I understand where he's coming from, though, unlike Rowley. Anyway, I know I'm not saying a lot, but just take a look at this. Because of Rowley watching cartoons, he's able to dance. All because of the max that Jimmy has in his possession, even though that he doesn't have it right now. Oh my god. The imagery is just so bad. I mean, the close-ups are annoying, the animation is so badly, and the worst of it all, it's not interesting at all, and it's not dating this movie at all. This just shows to me that they're really lazy on humor. You see, in the last film, it was a mix of adult humor and cartoon humor, except that they done it right. Here, it's all about kid-friendly humor. Oh my god. This movie is just basically for kids, but the last movie was for kids and for adults. Oh my god. Anyway, Otis tries to. Wait. Is it daytime? Uh. The Max isn't supposed to be functional in daytime, it only works at the night. Don't believe me? Then here's scenes from the last movie that people who did research. When Ipkiss completely put it on, it doesn't work at all. And if you don't believe me, when he wakes up after he wears the Max, it just came off because it doesn't work at the daytime. And not once, but twice that it happened. I mean, it actually happened in this movie as well. So what's going on here? I mean, why is the Max functional in daytime in this movie, even though that you show us that it's not in this movie? Really? Seriously, it just shows to me that the Wires and directors didn't do any research on the comics at all. Seriously, you cannot get away with this. You have to follow the comics in order to make this movie work. If you just ignore the comics and just do whatever you want, you have no idea that you're getting a very terrible movie with a terrible sequel. That's just how bad this movie is. Anyway, let's just get into the part where Otis is trying to take away the baby, which leads us to the most disturbing imagery ever. We get this. Sorry to scare your nightmares, kids. And then we get this. Way too over the top. And then we get Otis being the pancake ant, being blown by a balloon. Like I said, the CGI in this movie is awful. It's not like the CGI in the last movie. Now, in the last movie, it's understandable because it was made in 1994. Back then, Toy Story was not been released yet. It was still made, and there was no such thing as CGI anime films at that time, since the Max came out a year before Toy Story. However, oh my god. How can the animation be this bad after 11 years? Like, seriously. Why? Just why? You know, I could go on and on about this, but I've always shown you how bad the animation is and how creepy the CGI looks. So, let's just get into the part where Loki finally found the baby with the max, because I can't suffer through any more imagery anymore. I just want to end this movie as possible. When Loki is so close of getting the max because he was so close to the baby, his dad just completely strips away his powers. Just why? Willie? Dad? Just why? He is so close of achieving his goal and doing what you really want. But you're just gonna do that? Ugh. And besides, about less than 10 minutes later, he just gets his powers back. What was the point about this? What was the point of this? Seriously, it doesn't move anything further. In fact, it just makes the movie even more longer, even though that we wish that it was just an hour long. That's how bad this movie is. It's so cringeworthy, it's so bad, and it's not tolerable anymore. I can't take much more of this stress. I just really can't. It's so bad. It's so bad that I can't. I know I didn't talk about a lot in this movie, but do I really have to? I couldn't stay in bed because of the imagery in this movie. It's that bad. I cannot stand it. Ugh. Oh my god. I think I am never gonna sleep this way ever again. So anyway, Loki demands Tim to get his max back in about 1 hour. And he achieves, and speaking of that, where's Otis? Like, where is he? Like, what has he been doing this entire time since he's been completely ignored? No, skip. Let's just get into the part where Tim just gives Loki the mask. Apparently, during that time, Loki is completely playing with Wally. And since he's completely starting to give in a liking to him, he just gets the max, but he just keeps Wally instead. Not until Otis just gives him a crotch bite. Even that didn't make me laugh. It just made me feel more bored and depressed. But anyway, Tim has the mask again, and it really didn't do anything better. In fact, it just made me feel more bored. Seriously, the max is so useless in this movie. Why? Because not only that it's been used 4 times, it has no reason to wear it. I mean, in the last movie, at least it has a purpose, but here, there really isn't. There's no point of wearing the mask. Most of this movie just contains of Tim trying to get along with Rowley, and Otis is just getting jealous of Rowley. The max thing doesn't do anything. In fact, those 2 times that Otis has wear it is just boring and lazy. It just makes me want to hug a stuffed animal because of terrible imagery that they've given to us. And not only that, it really shows me that there's no reason to make a sequel of The Mask. Just wait until I'm done with the movie. I'll talk about this of why there's no reason to have a sequel to The Mask. I know some people really want a sequel, but not in this way, but I'll talk about that after I talk about this movie. So anyway, they're completely equally matched until Tim Avery decides to get his max off of him so he can talk to Rowley. And even when it tries to be heartwarming, it's still not very engaging at all. Jimmy Carrey did a very poor job in this movie. His acting isn't like Jim Carrey's. His jokes are bad, and his character arc with Rowley doesn't do anything at all. I mean, I know that he has to have a purpose in this movie, but because his story is just much better. Anyway, with all that, he still gets Rowley, and then Loki completely uses it. It's not your son. I don't care if you're the god of mischief. Seriously. Oh my god. It's not the end of the world. I know that you want Flint, but seriously. Ugh. You. I mean, you just want the mask. That's it. You just want the mask. And you're gonna get it in the next 3 minutes. My god. Anyway, when Dad was about to banish his son forever, Tim decides to stop him. And you know what? I would actually like this scene if this movie was actually a good movie, but it's really not. Look, if you're gonna make scenes like this, you have to make everything better. Seriously, one scene does not save the entire movie, especially that some of the characters aren't likable. If this movie was like the first movie, I could have understand it, but the way they execute it, it doesn't make up everything. It just doesn't. In fact, it just makes me very happy that this movie is finally over. That's basically it. Anyway, Tim has this idea of making a cartoon about a baby and a dog competing against each other for a dad's attention. Lame. All I can say is lame. And that's how the movie ends.